Hi guys, welcome back to the channel of The Average Vlogs, and we are back with another episode of Common Man with Special Views. And today we have someone who proved that age is just a number because we have Parnika Sahu.
Hi Vardan, thank you so much for having me here. It is my first interview and it is my absolute honor to be here. So, once again, thank you so much.
So I would like to retell you guys because at the age when we procrastinate, Parnika was being extremely productive. She didn't waste a single hour because if you go to her LinkedIn profile, you can see so many things which she has done, so many experiences, so
Oh
many
man.
internships. Man, you inspire us.
Thank you so much, dude. You make it sound like such a big deal. But honestly speaking, it's not that I don't procrastinate or anything. Like, these days, I have been procrastinating a lot. But it's just that, when I need to get something done, I get it done and then I procrastinate. So, yeah, it's not that I don't procrastinate. I do it a lot.
So I would like to call this productive procrastination.
Yeah, you can.
So let me tell you the purpose of this episode. So we have Parnika, who has just got into Ashoka University. It's a dream university for many of us. And so I would like to know, like specifically, like what did she do to get into Ashoka University? And this episode is not just about how she got into Ashoka University. This episode is more about how, at this age, at the age of 18, I guess, you've done so much. And I want,
17.
oh, 17.
Yeah, I just turned 17, like in December.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So I want you to inspire our audience and then help them also make their own trajectories for their future, for their career.
Mhm. So you're asking me like what all I did to get into
Yeah,
Ashoka,
like
right?
yeah, just like normal and just how as a teenager, what you made, like what did you do to something special which can inspire
Okay.
others?
Okay, so this is going to be like a long answer. That's okay, right?
It's fine. We are here to listen to you.
Okay. Oh my God, thank you so much. So, for those of you who don't know, Ashoka has been my dream uni since ever since like I just cleared my 10th boards. So
Oh,
तब से मेरे माइंड में था कि आई वांट टू गेट इनटू अशोका लाइक इट वाज नॉट डे वन से कि आई वांट टू गेट इनटू अशोका इट वाज कि आई वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन साइकोलॉजी सो आई वांटेड टू डू समथिंग in psychology in 11th and 12th and at least for my UG like itna clarity I had and then after that I explored a lot of colleges ki what sort of colleges were good for psychology so initially I wanted to go to US to
so you were
study.
planning for Ivy Leagues in US.
Yeah. So initially, I wanted to go to US for pursuing psychology, but then initially after talking to a lot of people and then talking to my parents, I realized that it is very early to go to another country, another continent and live on my own. So I thought, why not live in another city, another state first, and then move to another country? So that way the uh, whole experience would be a little easier. So then I
Yeah.
got to know about liberal arts options in India. So I got to know about Ashoka, Kriya Flames, and all those. So I thought that, why not get into Ashoka? So that is when I decided that I wanted to get into Ashoka.
So in
So
the
for that,
11th
I was like,
grade,
okay,
in 11th
yeah, in
grade.
the beginning of 11th grade. So then I thought that in order to get in, I have to put in a lot of work for the next 2 years because the thing is, the admission process of Ashoka, it is just like an Ivy League.
Oh,
So it's just that, yeah, so it's just that I didn't have to give the SAT. Baki, everything was almost the same. So just like the Ivy Leagues have Common App, they have a whole holistic application process, a very rigorous one, like 1 to 2 months. So then I started exploring. And in the meantime, I did a lot of things like I founded two organizations, I did a few internships, I did a few online programs, and that is where we met.
yeah.
So I did. some of those stuff. And also, I was like, I can start doing some extra courses for psychology, for, things I was interested in. So that is what I did. In the meantime, I also like sort of polished my English and math. So because, those subjects are always tested. So
Hmm.
I was like, okay, I have to be good at that. And then one more thing that I did was, I realized that even though my math is not very good, I would have to give an aptitude test.
Yeah.
So, so for that reason, and only for that reason, I took a sixth subject in 11th and 12th when CBSE mandates only five.
So
So
what was the
I
sixth
had
subject?
commerce. It was math
Oh,
because like for the tests and everything. So I studied accountancy, BS Eco, which is like commerce, then English, it's compulsory, psychology, and then math. So I chose like six subjects when everyone else in like my batch, like in the entire 11th and 12th, studied only five subjects. So
so was
that
it
was one
torture
thing.
or easy to do?
I mean, initially, I mean, see, I realized that if I want to get, go into Ashoka, my math has to be decent. So that is what I did. And it was hard at first. It is still very hard because the thing is, I study math by my own and in my tuition only.
Hmm.
I because like in my school, I have to because I chose to attend psychology class in my school. So I only do like the math submissions and exams and tests and everything, and I don't
Oh,
attend
so
classes.
it was like a
So
self-study
it,
thing.
yeah, and it does get harder. Math is already very hard, and it does get harder when you just have like a coaching and books to study on your own.
So your
So
college
so that
journey
was one.
started before getting into college.
Yeah, so weird. Yeah, I don't even remember how it came to me, like right now. But then I was like dead set, I'm gonna do this. For this, I also consulted like a counselor, and he suggested me कि you do humanities with psych and maths. But I was like, I don't want to study history. So then I
Oh.
did not listen to my counselor, and then I chose commerce with math and psych. So it was like already an unorthodox combination.
So do you
So that is
regret
what
that
I did.
decision, or like are you happy that you took that decision?
I don't regret that decision at all. And to be honest, I'm actually very glad. It was
Oh.
actually my mom who urged me to take math. So
Hmm.
I'm actually very glad I did it because, like, in the long run, it made things very easier. And one more thing she said was, and she ended up being right. And it was that if you don't have math in 11th and 12th, you don't, like, for example, finance courses, you can't take that in your college
Hmm.
because you haven't studied math in 11th and 12th. So also, in order to keep my options open, I took math. So my mom ended up being right.
So you
So
played
yeah,
safe, safe खेल गए.
that's true. That's true. And like looking back, it was a lot of hard work, but like in the end, it paid off.
See, I
So
told you
and
guys, she is
also
very productive.
and also one more thing,
Hmm.
and that is that हमारे स्कूल में in the month of September, like हमारे स्कूल में होते रहते यूनिवर्सिटी फेयर्स, एज इन की यूनिवर्सिटी के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आते हैं, वो अपना अपने ब्रोशर्स
Yeah,
डिस्ट्रीब्यूट
yeah.
करते हैं, या बेसिकली क्रिएटिंग अवेयरनेस एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वो मेरे स्कूल में हमेशा से एवरी मंथ सॉर्ट ऑफ इट हैपेंस. बट आई ओनली वेंट टू द सितंबर वन, जो सितंबर 2023 में हुआ था,
That's
फॉर
right.
द सोल रीजन दैट अशोका के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स भी आए थे. सो दैट
Ah.
इज व्हेन आई साइंड अप. एंड देन यू वोंट बिलीव इट, बट जो अशोका का रिप्रेजेंटेटिव था, आई मतलब I took a chair, I sat down with him for half an hour, and I'm like, I want to get into this university. So you tell me the whole process. So then उसने अपने laptop पे PPT खोली. I went with like my diary and pen. I started noting down everything. So basically, in the admission process, there are like three steps. The first thing is the admission form, जिसमें they ask like a lot of details and stuff. They ask about personal details, then they ask about details of your extracurriculars and things. So उसमें I mentioned about like my TED talk. I mentioned about एक program that I did last year, and I also mentioned about the two organizations that I founded. So
Hmm.
And they also ask for proof of everything. So at
Oh,
that also I collected like a lot of proof. It was like a tedious process. And you know, the hardest thing is that you have to describe each activity in less than 100 words. So
in
it was
less than
like
100
such a
words.
challenge for me. Less than 100, like matlab 100 words per activity.
Hmm.
So I was like, "Ki, how will I do this?" So I had initially I wrote like 300 to 400 words, and to
Oh,
cut that short into 70 to 100 words, like mind boggling. But like I ended up doing that kuch kuch jugaad
so
करके I
you had a
did
you
that.
had a college counselor with you, so he
So
helped you
that
in writing all of that.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I had no college counselor with me. It's just कि मैंने उनको तब कंसल्ट किया था आफ्टर माय 10th, बेसिकली कि 11th और 12th में मुझे कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स लेना चाहिए बेस्ड ऑन माय इंटरेस्ट एंड स्टफ. बट यू नो इट इज सो क्रेजी कि आई डिड दिस कॉलेज एडमिशन प्रोसेस एवरीथिंग बाय माई सेल्फ. सो लाइक
hmm.
आई यूज टू टेक माई लैपटॉप, आई यूज टू ओपन द फॉर्म एंड गूगल डॉक्स में मैं ऐसे आंसर्स लिखती रहती थी. एंड देन लाइक 2-3 घंटे तक आई यूज टू डू दैट ओनली.
So
So it was like so crazy.
so it's
But
good
yeah, it
that
ended
you
up being really
brushed up your
fun.
English skills through different programs and all.
Yeah, true, true, true. Like my English actually helped me a lot because matlab, the kids who apply to these colleges, matlab, not only are their scores crazy, their command over their language, their leadership skills, everything is like crazy. So if I'm going to compete with them, I have to, level up. So
Yeah.
that is what I had. Like I was constantly working on myself. Like initially, it was because मुझे कॉलेज में मुझे उसी कॉलेज में जाना था.
अच्छा
But then in
हाँ.
the long run, it ended up making me a better person.
Hmm. So
So
your
yeah,
entire personality was modified during the process, what I can say. देख के.
true, 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 true. Oh, yeah, and I was talking about the admission
Second
process.
stage.
बाप रे मैं
Yeah.
कहाँ से कहाँ आ गई.
कोई बात
So they
नहीं.
have
That's the normal routine in this podcast. We just lose ourselves.
okay. So in the application, so they have like extracurricular stuff that they ask, and then they also ask for essays. They ask for 2 essays,
अच्छा.
and I talked to like a few students that got in, and they
Okay.
told me कि in Ashoka they put like special emphasis on your essays. So that scared me a lot because they were like, everybody who applies to Ashoka is like has founded an organization, done this and that. But what will separate you from others is the essays that you write. And I've done my fair share of writing. Like I started writing in lockdown. I've written a lot of articles, poems, and stuff. So I thought that it would be, sort of easy. But then the topics, like the prompts that they give, so it's like you have to think a lot, to write those. And usme bhi you have like a word limit. Ek ka word limit was around 150 words, and ek ka was about 400 words. So it was like so hard ki, to convey, because the thing is जो admission officer है, they judge you solely on the basis of everything that you write in your application. Like you're not there in front of them. So it's like
Hmm.
so challenging to convey what I want to the admissions officer in just like 550 words. So like I wrote 2, 3 drafts, then I edited it, then I asked a few of my friends to read it.
Ah,
So
makes sense.
that is how I did stuff for my essays. And then this is the first component, the application part. The second thing is the what do you say? The aptitude test.
Hmm.
So in Ashoka, there are like two options. Either you submit your SAT scores or
Standard
you
exam.
take the aptitude test. Yeah. So since I didn't give SAT, I chose the aptitude test, and for that I had already like looked at a few sample papers, and I was also applying to like other unis, so I looked at their um sample papers and everything. So it was like I was preparing for this whole thing. So I got like a few books, I practiced them, and then I gave the test.
This was
So
also
on the
self-study.
basis of your yeah, it was only self-study because I had like no other help for this. So I got like the books and I studied whatever I could on my own. And then on the basis of your application and your aptitude test, they shortlist you for interview.
Hmm.
So, this is where it gets really interesting. So, I gave my aptitude test on around 2nd of December in 2023. And whatever other unis I applied to, उनके website पे there was like this deadline कि if you're shortlisted for the interview, you'll get a mail by 14 December, 16 December. They had this date. Ashoka mein there was no date. So I was waiting and waiting. So I mailed them after 1 week and they were like, we don't have a date. So that is when I got to know because I was like so scared. I was like, मुझे mail आ नहीं रहा, मुझे आ नहीं रहा. So
Hmm.
that happened. And then I mailed them again because I talked to one of my friends and she said that उसको already mail आ गया है 1 week ago. So I was like, oh my God. And then
इसका
I
हो गया
asked them
मेरा क्यों नहीं
again.
हुआ?
Exactly. And then I asked them, do you send out rejection mails? They're
Oh,
like, yeah, we do. So I'm like, okay, I didn't get the rejection mail yet. So that means that there is still hope.
I'm the safe
And
spot.
this person, she's Achal. So I was like, oh
Oh.
my God. So I was like, yeah, it was Achal. I was like, oh my God. Then the next 3, 4 days, I spent in like so much self-doubt. I was like, dude, मैंने इतनी मेहनत करी, but maybe it was not worth it at all. Because this I did while I was doing like my pre-boards. So it was like मैंने इतना time निकाला, I spent 1 month and सब waste हो गया.
Hmm.
That was my thought process until I got the mail on 28th or 29th of December. And I was like so happy. Like, I kept refreshing my phone. और जो भी mail आता था मुझे लगता था कि it's from Ashoka. So that happened. And I was like so happy. I literally screamed जब मुझे,
That
interview का mail आया.
that must
I
have
was
been
like
your
so
best
happy.
New Year's Eve gift.
Seriously. So true. एंड देन मतलब देन मैंने उसके बारे में बहुत रिसर्च किया कि व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस डू दे लाइक टू आस्क इन
अच्छा,
इंटरव्यूज.
इंटरव्यू
तो
राउंड.
उसके लिए या एंड देन उसके लिए आई ऑब्वियसली read from the most trusted site Quora. So I was like, let's read what is other people's experiences of their interview in Ashoka. So surprisingly, Ashoka के बहुत सारे बच्चे are on Quora. So you ask anything related to Ashoka, and like there's already an answer there. So I referred to like 10, 20 answers, and then उसके basis पे in my mind I formed like a few do's and a few don'ts. I was like I would keep smiling, I would keep doing this, I would
Hmm.
keep doing that. So that I formed in my head.
It was an
And
online
also,
interview.
um, yeah, it was an online interview. मेरे सारे interviews were online only. The
अच्छा.
like the whole admissions process is online. पहले I got to know this कि before COVID इनका पूरा process and everything it was offline. So like that was so cool.
Interesting.
मतलब they had like an immersion days and stuff. तो उसमें they would call the shortlisted students for interview. उनका even aptitude test भी offline होता था. And उनको uni घुमाते थे, उनको खाना खिलाते थे, and then they would send them back. So it was like so cool. But like after COVID, everything turned offline. So
But
that happened.
I guess this is better. Online is much convenient. Like suppose
True, it is so much more convenient.
if
I'm
I'm in
sure कि अगर
Kashmir and I want to apply in a Delhi university, so online will much be better.
true, 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 so true. And the fact that अगर वो offline होता मैं नहीं जा पाती because
अच्छा.
like I had my practicals and everything going on. तो
Hmm.
मतलब my college uh, like whole application process has been so hectic. मतलब it's like जब मेरे pre boards जब मेरे practicals चल रहे थे उसी समय मेरा इंटरव्यू मेरा एप्लीकेशन मेरा एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट सब चल रहे थे. इट वाज लाइक सो हेक्टिक मैनेजिंग एवरीथिंग. मतलब आई थॉट कि अगर में नहीं होता है इट वाज जस्ट टाइम वेस्ट. बट आई गॉट इनटू ऑल थ्री आई अप्लाइड इनटू.
अच्छा, what were all three
सो या
universities which
दैट्स
you applied
अबाउट.
in? कौन सी university
So
थी?
I applied to Kriya, I applied to Flame, and I applied to Ashoka. तीनों में I applied in the early round, like the early decision round, and I got into all of them in the first round itself. So that was like a very good feeling that I got into all three before my boards. So it's
Congrats.
like that was a really happy feeling. अब मैं एकदम relax होके दे सकती हूँ. But I'll still be giving CUET because like my parents still want me to at least try for DU.
Oh.
So I still have to study a lot.
So,
So yeah.
by the way, may I ask, when are the dates for CUT? Like, what's that examination? If I guess you will be aware about it. So, कैसा है उसका system?
या सो बेसिकली अभी ऐसा है आफ्टर द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी दैट टू गेट इनटू मोस्ट गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस अदर देन आईआईटीज आईएम्स वगैरह यू हैव टू गिव सीयूईटी. तो
Okay.
इट इज कि सिलेबस इज वेरी सिमिलर टू योर ट्वेल्थ का सिलेबस एंड इट्स एन ऑनलाइन एमसीक्यू टाइप का एग्जाम. एंड इसमें यू हैव टू गिव मिनिमम आई थिंक 5 to 6 पेपर्स. इसमें 2-3 पेपर्स कंपलसरी होते हैं. देयर इज लाइक लैंग्वेज एक कंपलसरी होती है फॉर मी इंग्लिश. देन डेटा साइंस एलआर ये सब कंपलसरी होता है.
Mhm.
And then other than that you choose your domain subjects. So domain subjects is basically जो आपने main subjects पढ़े थे in class 12th. So
अच्छा.
like I chose commerce, accounts and BS. So
हम्म.
that will be my domain subjects. And like my optional was psych. So I'll give psych का exam. तो
डेट
ऐसा
कब है
रहता है.
ये एग्जाम होता कब है, कंडक्ट कब होता
Dates, exam dates I think in boards के बाद ही होते हैं. So 21 से 31 10 days में सबको उनका सेंटर मिल जाता है. सो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि अगर मैं इंदौर की हूँ सो आई गेट अ सेंटर इन
है?
इंदौर. तो आपको जहां भी सेंटर मिलता है यू हैव टू गो देयर. मेरे लाइक आई रिमेम्बर मेरे कुछ सीनियर्स को मिला था सेंटर भोपाल. एंड पता है द थिंग इज दिस इज सो मिसमैनेज. दे गॉट टू नो दिस लाइक 2 to 3 days बिफोर देयर एग्जाम. तो
ओ.
एडमिट कार्ड बहुत लेट आता है इसका. इट्स लाइक सब कुछ इतना जल्दी जल्दी होता है बिकॉज लाइक बोर्ड्स के बाद एकदम यू हैव टू डू दिस एंड देन इसका रिजल्ट निकाल के यू गेट इनटू कॉलेज. तो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज अबाउट.
मेक सेंस. एंड फाइनली
एंड
यू
यू नो
अशोका आ गए.
या ट्रू. आई मीन आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर मेरे इंटरव्यू में my interviewer, the panelist, she asked me, the first question she asked me was ki, are you nervous or are you excited? So I told her I'm, because I have been waiting for this day since the past 2 years. So she was like, अब तो मैं nervous हो गई. I'm like, oh my God. But like they were very wholesome people. तो interview में काफी मजा आया.
मजा आया. इंटरेस्टिंग.
मजा आया. ट्रू. मतलब इन बिटवीन आर इंटरव्यू द कॉन्वर्जेशन टुक लाइक अ वेरी वियर्ड टर्न. एंड मतलब मैंने सोचा भी नहीं था कि ऐसा होगा. वी स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट सम मेंटल हेल्थ एक्ट एंड वी स्टार्टेड डिबेटिंग एंड स्टफ. इट वाज लाइक रियली कूल.
So
नॉट लाइक स्टैंडर्ड
they
इंटरव्यूज
must
जो
have
मैंने
seen
दिए थे
your
पहले.
they must have seen your spirit to, like, the public speaking spirit, or maybe the leadership qualities during the
मे
interview.
बी मे बी मे बी
I would
मे
like
बी.
to ask.
एंड अशोका का इंटरव्यू वाज. हाँ हाँ.
So I would like to ask you, were there any
ओके. सो
stereotypes? You continue.
स्टीरियोटाइप तो नो. स्टीरियोटाइप तो नहीं था. नो देयर वाज नो स्टीरियोटाइप. दी
अच्छा.
पैनलिस्ट दे वर वेरी लाइक ओपन एंड हैप्पी. एंड मतलब दे वर एक्चुअली मतलब दे वर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन योर आंसर्स देन वेयर यू केम फ्रॉम. सो कोई भी स्टीरियोटाइप या नथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट वाज देयर.
Hmm. Overall, you are happy that you finally got into your dream college and stuff.
Yeah, I'm so happy, but I can't tell you. मतलब इट्स कि जिस दिन 24th January I still remember कि उस दिन हमारा अशोका का डिसीजन आने वाला था. And I was like sitting near my phone the whole day. I was refreshing, I was checking my mail, I was checking the dashboard कि यार अभी तक आया नहीं, अभी तक आया नहीं. And I still remember, at like 6 o'clock finally result release हो गया. And when I logged into my dashboard and I saw the offer letter and congratulations and everything, I actually started crying. Like I remember जब मुझे बाकी का ऑफर लेटर आया था ना, I was like cool हो गया. But like जब अशोका का आया ना, I was like I started tearing up. Like I legit cried for 2 minutes. I was sitting right next to my mom. She was like, "Congratulations, beta." And I was
Congratulations,
so
Beta.
happy. Then I called everybody. I wanted. कि मतलब a lot of people knew कि I wanted to get into Ashoka like surprise मतलब it's like almost everybody who knows me knows कि I wanted to get into Ashoka, so like I called a few people जिनको मैं बताना चाहती थी, and then the whole day ऐसे ही गया, so it was
I
like
can
a very
feel
happy moment.
I can feel very relatable to this. Oh, after all, even though I'm in still in 11th grade, I'm yet to apply to colleges. But like if you remember when we were doing the News DD program, I got my 10th grade board exam results, and that
Yeah,
and
right.
I also, ironically enough, I also got the results exact 6 p.m. And then when I checked the mail, I was like, oh my
Wow.
God, it like the weight of the
Wow.
result
Yeah,
and
you did tell us, bro. You scored so well. मतलब you scored like 96, 97 something. Na that too
yeah,
in ICSE, bro. You are so smart.
IB, not
That is so
ICSE.
good, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
कौन सा
Now
किस में?
IB.
Oh, right. IB. Still, यार, congratulations.
So I would
And
like to
like,
know.
very good, like, congratulations for all the stuff that you keep doing. Like, I saw your Desi thespian thing. I also watched like a few videos from your YouTube channel. And obviously, मैंने काम किया है तुम्हारे साथ in RMP. So it's like, you're a wonderful person to be around. And like, जो तुम काम कर रहे हो right now, it's amazing. So
Now
good
you're
job,
gonna watch
keep
this
doing.
video also when it gets uploaded.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Very excited
थोड़ा
I
सा
am.
share कर देना so that I can also get views and then suggest me new people I can interview,
डेफिनेटली
please.
भाई मैं सब जगह डालूंगी, डोंट वरी, सब जगह।
Perfect. तो बात हो ही रही थी लाइक इतना काम करने की सो मैं जानता हूँ लाइक एज मैं अभी 11th ग्रेड में हूँ एंड माय ऑडियंस राइट नाउ वो भी कोई 10th या 9th ग्रेड में होगी या 11th ग्रेड में होगी सो फॉर देयर प्रोफाइल how can we get internships because I have seen your LinkedIn profile you had many internships so what's the method like is it like nepotism या networking कर से या cold emailing
No nepotism, no network. So it's like कि I'll tell you, these days kids are like starting extracurriculars in grade 7th and 8th. I did not take my extracurricular seriously until COVID. मतलब जब तक
ah,
COVID नहीं आया, I was like क्या है, बस पढ़ाई पढ़ाई। And
mm,
then जब COVID आया, classes shifted online, then I actually got time to do stuff. So initially it started with me and my co-founder. We started Youth Verse. तो
youth
उसकी वजह से I got to know like a lot of other teen organizations and ऐसी organizations. And this was a very new concept for me because इसके पहले I knew nothing about that sort. So उसके through I got to know about, so my co-founder, she's like a very resourceful person, and we're also cousins. So
oh
whenever she got to know about any opportunities, any like क्या बोलते हैं MUN sort of things या फिर any internships, any programs, so she would share it with me, I would share it with her. तो उसके थ्रू I got to know about the first ऐसे online program that I did. It was YLAC का counter speech fellowship, something like that. And through that, जो मेरे networks बने हैं, I'm still in touch with people, but more than networks, it's the family, the mentorship, and जो team थी मेरी उसमें, we're still in touch. So
oh
it's like a wonderful feeling. Then उसके बाद I started being active on LinkedIn. And Lilac का, they have like this community, YouTube पे, no, not YouTube, sorry, WhatsApp पे, they have this community group thing जिसमें they keep sharing about ऐसे opportunities and stuff. तो उसमें एक आध जगह I applied, I got in. So it was mainly through YLAC and उसके through the opportunities that I got. So YLAC में ही I got to know about the reimagining media program thing.
yeah.
So it was about that. So ऐसे मतलब I got into one, then उसके through I got to know about other, then उसके through I got into other. So it was like a chain sort of thing.
But it is something like
So
you
that
put,
is how I did it.
yeah, you put some efforts and then rest destiny guided you to other platforms and opportunities.
Yeah, I would say yes. And destiny thing is very true because I'll tell you, जब I got to know about reimagining media program thing, I'm not even kidding. I was thinking about मुझे खुद का कुछ start करना. I want to start my newsletter. I
Yeah.
want to start something media related, anything media related. And then I got to know, मतलब तब message आया था कि there's like this media literacy thing, and the thing that drew me to RMP was कि you will get mentorship from journalists and you will get to write
Mhm.
articles, create podcasts. It was like, okay, this is the universe's sign कि because जो मुझे चाहिए था उस समय I got it. So then obviously I applied and then like I got in. तो ऐसा था.
Exact same, bro, because I was about to start my podcast. Actually, before the program, I
Seriously?
was about to
Wow.
start. But then I was like, I should do it after the board exams. So I delayed it.
Mhm.
And during the summer break, my theater teacher, she told me about the news TD program, about the reimagining media.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I can learn about podcasts. I can like build my network, as you said, because network banane
Mhm.
se he you will get more opportunities. So I was like, let's do this program. And then
True.
I got the wonderful
Very
team.
true.
I got a wonderful team, the average curators, and it was fun.
Wow, that's great. That's great. मतलब, it's like I didn't find the opportunities. The opportunities found me when I needed them the most. So एकदम मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही हुआ है. And on that note, I would really recommend, the viewers, अगर they want to do something internship type, या they want to creatively use their time, they can definitely do the while जो Whilac में they have like a bunch of internships, advocacy programs and things like that, and सब online है. Other than I think Delhi में they have offline stuff for a bit, जो ऐसी metro cities है Bangalore वगैरह, but other than that everything is online and basically it's like 2 to 3 months का होता है, and the best part is they are during the months जब सबसे या तो ब्रेक्स चल रहे होते हैं फिर सबसे कम पढ़ाई टाइप्स होती है. सो देयर इज नो नीड कि एग्जाम के साथ मैं मैनेज नहीं कर पाऊंगी. उनका स्केड्यूल इज लाइक सो गुड, सो फ्लेक्सिबल. सो दैट इज व्हाट ड्रू मी टू देम. सो आई वुड रियली अर्ज यू गाइस टू चेक आउट पायलैक. उसमें they have the counter speech fellowship which got recently rebranded into the artivist thing. So usme you'll fill applications, then they'll select you. Usme kuch themes hoti hai which you have to work on. You have to create some projects, you have to create some presentations. So it's like a very fun thing. बहुत मजा आएगा करने में. And also the reimagining media program that I did. Those are the only two programs that I did. But if you guys want exposure, if you guys want networking, so उससे better कुछ हो ही नहीं सकते, for beginners. So that's an amazing place. Do check it out.
So that was wonderful talking to you, Parnika, and getting to know your insights and how what was your journey of getting into Ashoka. And then I really loved how you gave advice to viewers about what all programs they can do. And believe me, I'm gonna use this advice for myself also because मेरी अभी application रहती है. अभी time है मेरे पास बनाने का application.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And spoiler alert,
See, knowing your extracurriculars, I'm 100% sure कि you will get it. मतलब the stuff that you've been doing since the last 2 years, amazing. Keep doing.
thank you. And I would like to do give you this spoiler alert. I am interviewing Miss Sukriti Pant also, who was the owner of Media Brand School.
Wow.
So I'm going to have a detailed
Wow.
discussion about News TD with her also, and like how was the journey and making the
Wow, that's
podcast.
great.
So thanks a lot for
Great job, yaar.
thank you. And anything which you would like to say before we end this podcast episode?
Yeah, all I would like to say is thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. It was wonderful talking to you. And let's stay connected. Let's keep networking. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all.
So bye guys. See you soon in another episode. Well, that episode of Common Man with Special Views got ended, and now we've had more than 4 episodes in our podcast. And you know what? We want more common people to come on the platform, share the special views with us. So I open the platform. If you have special views, and if you are a common man, if you want to share your special views with my audience, please let me know. You have my email ID. You can comment down in the description below and just tell that you are a common man, you want to share your special views, and through Zoom we'll connect. And you never know, the next episode can be about you. So bye guys, see you soon.